This time on Hobby Journeys, we're looking at the pre-orders for the 2nd of March with lots of ancient Egyptians, horsey Bretonians, and Solar Auxilia.
Hello! Welcome to Hobby Journeys. As always, we're looking at the pre-order releases from Games Workshop, the week in Warhammer. This week we had a bit of gaming, didn't we? We played...
Yes, not Terra Invicta.
No, that's a computer game you play.
Yeah.
No, Legions Imperialis. We played a game of Legions Imperialis, didn't we? About 1,500 points we played with Titans and everything. You had a Reaver Titan, didn't you?
Yes.
We had a Wolfhound each. I had some Knights.
I was really hoping you'd shoot my Reaver Titan so I could say the voice.
I'll be honest, about halfway through the game I realised that I had absolutely no chance I had enough firepower to take down your Reaver Titan, so I just ignored him. Just left him to it.
Couldn't you at least shot him once with like a bazooka?
Well, I realised I didn't have enough firepower to take down his void shields, let alone get anywhere near damaging him.
But I wanted you to take off one of my void shields.
Well, there wasn't any...
Because then I could go, shield down, hit back of one line.
It was just a waste of shooting. But you won, didn't you, Matthew? You beat me. You beat me. I conceded after the round 3 after I realised I was so far behind the big 3 points.
My tea was done.
Also, it was time for tea, so we thought we'll call it a day.
Yeah, we do have a life out of the channel.
Oh, and before we go on, I've been promising to give Matthew's football coach, Ollie, a shout-out for about 6 months.
Ollie, after 6 months, you finally got it.
There's your shout-out. Yeah, very good. Anyway, shall we have a look at the pre-orders, Matthew?
Yes.
Yeah, let's get into this.
You better be grateful now, Ollie.
So this week we have... various bits and pieces for the Dark Angels were released, so they've come up. Codex supplement, 20 quid. I could stretch that, if you go to one of the discounted local game shops.
What did we say about spending more money?
I'm allowed books though. I'm definitely allowed books.
No, we put a limit on how much you can spend.
Yeah, it's all good.
£15 a month.
Well, I think £15 is fine for this. I could, if you go to one of the discounted game stores, 15 quid from 20, I reckon. So that'll be good. We've got the Combat Patrol for Dark Angels, £95.
Okay.
It's quite a lot.
I could stretch the money you can spend for that. I like that.
You were letting me have the Combat Patrol for Dark Angels.
Yeah,
because you like it. 95 is quite a lot.
Definitely not £100.
I think it's a lot. It is, I do need some intercessors, but you get. I mean,
that's about how much.
The good thing with this box is it is all pretty standard stuff. You've got some intercessors, hellblasters, blade guard veterans. It's all pretty.
Deathwing Knights.
I'm loving these Deathwing Knights. I will be picking these up at some stage. 40 talent for 250. It's all right.
Money restriction, remember?
I know, but here we are. Then we've got Asmodai, £26, standard character price of around that £25
I would like that model
mark.
if he was actually using his sword.
You think you want him wielding it a bit?
And also the smoke wasn't around him.
Okay. Then we've got the Inner Circle Companions as well. They've at 35. It's quite expensive, but could be worse.
I'm surprised you didn't get that Blade of Cain yet.
The Striker Scorpions. No, well, I will at some point probably, but not yet. So the pre-orders for the 2nd of March. Okay, so first up we've got the Solar Auxilia Battle Group. So this is the box for the Horus Heresy, including lots of Solar Auxilia infantry, some tanks. What are you thinking, Matthew?
Good.
Good. Yeah, I like the tanks. The tanks are good. This one carries troops. Lehman Russ. Bit quite ornate.
Why do you need a whole tank to carry some troops?
Well, it's nice and protected, and it'll get your troops there safe. I think that's the point. It's an armoured transport.
Shoot with a tank.
Yeah, but it's an armoured transport. It's not really a tank. It's for carrying the troops to the battlefield.
Why's that for gun then?
Well, because to protect itself. That's the point. Is it carries troops, but it can also shoot things.
But what if the gun ricochets back and hits a troop in the head?
I don't think that happens very often. The thing that I don't massively like about this is the Heavy Sentinel.
No.
I just think it looks a bit, I don't know, it just looks silly for me. I mean, I'm not a massive fan.
Don't like it either.
The infantry, bob on for me. The 2 tanks, bob on. Not so much that.
What's a bob on?
I won't be popular. I don't know. I won't be picking this up because I don't have any, I don't have the rule book or anything like that for Horus Heresy. It's not something I'm doing, but I like this. I like the look of it. I would when they come up for individual sale, I might pick up the Layman Russ to use in 40k. I reckon switch out the infantry, and you've got a good model there. But yeah, we've got that. Some dice for the Solar Auxilia. If that's your bag, then that's your bag. What do you think to the dice, Matthew? They're quite They're quite nice and marbled. I like that.
I don't really care.
No, you really.
Just some dice.
Just dice, fair enough.
What's the point of buying more expensive dice when they do the exact same thing?
Then for Horus Heresy again, we've got some characters.
I don't like him.
He's for the White Scars. He's a consul for the White Scars. You're not keen on him. I think he's okay. He will be fine cast resin.
He looks like
fine cast resin, Forge World resin. Different to fine cast resin. That was the thing.
He looks like that person who would go somewhere and say, I don't like this, walk away, go tell his parents, then they go complain to the manager. Because he's too lazy to argue.
Okay, all right.
He looks like one of them people.
That's your assessment. Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. He's a psyker, apparently, so he's a bit like a librarian.
Okay, that improves my replacement.
He's a storm seer, though, but basically got psychic powers.
We rarely use them psychic powers.
I'm guessing this guy as well. This guy is for the
he's a bit better.
Sons of Horus.
I would probably put a hat on him, like
you put a helmet on him. Yeah,
he's alright.
I think he's alright. I mean, if I'm honest, I do prefer these to the 40k librarians. I've never been a big fan of the 40k librarians. I think these guys look a bit more wizardy. And I think that's what your psyker needs to bring to the table, to be honest. A bit more wizard.
Only because in 40k people are smarter and they don't need to look like a wizard to be a wizard.
Well, maybe so. There you go. But yeah, so you got Dark Embassy console, some apothecaries. I like these, to be honest. I think these are good. You don't? I think these look cool though. I'm into these. I think both of these I could see myself getting.
They're alright. They're better than
they are Forge World resin, which is a downside. But if I was going to go Forge World resin, I'd probably be looking more at some of the old some of the old Horus Heresy stuff in resin was wonderful. I did love some of the stuff. You had some of the individual chapter, just normal infantry was fantastic. I'm really into that. So if I was going to, that's probably where I'd be going, to be honest. But these guys are cool. I like these guys. These are good. Then for the old world, we've got some individual releases for the Tomb Kings.
I don't like that.
You don't like this? So this is about the only new thing for the Tomb Kings. There are a few bits and pieces. This is a skeleton dragon. Bit more like a crocodile. Because they are themed around Egyptian undead.
I'd prefer it to be Rising Jelly Bean, to be honest.
You're thinking you want it to look like our dog?
Yes.
Well, fair enough.
Warhammer, take the ideas.
Look, you make models of our dog.
Yeah.
You think that might just be very specifically tailored to us? Well, fair enough. Okay, there you go. So you're not keen on this guy? He's all right. I mean,
then they do it, and then we can sue him.
Yeah, I mean, I think if I could get into Tomb Kings. I do like the essence of it. My own thing with the old world really is the fact the models are a bit old. So for painting purposes, I mean, I get that when you build a rank and filed, unit, it's gonna look okay. But for me, I would rather see some new minis that are a bit more detailed. But yeah, you could build this with a couple of combinations. You got this one where you got the Leech Priest separate. But yeah, I mean, yeah, fine. I like this chap. This chap looks cool. Nekaf, Emiracy of Cetra. I think he looks really cool. With his big scroll. What do you think, Matthew?
He's alright.
He's alright. I think this is sort of the essence of what I want for my Tomb Kings. And I could see myself picking this up to paint as a one-off model, because I could see myself going down the Tomb Kings route at some point.
He does look like he hasn't eaten in 5,000 years.
Well, there's probably a reason for that, because he probably hasn't eaten for 5,000 years, I imagine.
Oh my god! Such amazing information!
Yeah, there you go. Then these guys are, at least they have marked them as returning plastics, which is because these are old school models. Like I say, they look fine when you build them up as rank and file. I mean, I've got no issue with that. But I typically do like to buy these things for painting purposes as well. So I would rather look at some of the newer stuff.
Well, why didn't 40k use the square bases. I think they look a lot better.
So because it's a different game, so Fantasy Battle or the Old World now is what you call a rank and flank game. So the idea is you have these ranks of men, and the idea is to try and get around to the flank of them so you can attack the flanks. Whereas 40k and Age of Sigmar have got more of a skirmish style to them, where you got the units that are two inches apart and so on. Oh, well, that sort of thing. But yeah, so basically they don't do these ranks of men. I love a good rank of men, though. I mean, I
think it looks better. They're not huddled together, so they look like if they were in close combat, they'd look more.
I mean, when I played back in the 90s, I was always more of a Fantasy Battle player. Than I was for. I very rarely played 40k, to be honest. It wasn't a game that I was really a massive fan of. But I used to play a lot of Epic, but by preference. But I loved Fantasy Battle. I played a lot of games for Fantasy Battle. I loved that game.
And I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah, well, you've never really been treated to Fantasy Battle. You might like it if you got into it. But yeah, we've got those guys. We've got some horsey cavalry. We've got so for the skeleton horsey cavalry. They're all horsey. That's the essence of cavalry in it. They're all horsey. We've got some skeleton horsey chariots.
Yeah, I thought when you said chariots, I thought you said cavalry again. Horsey cavalry.
Did you? But yeah, then we've got.
A person with a whip, a person with a dagger, and a person with horses.
Yeah, these guys are metal miniatures. That shows how old these are. Made out, cast
But I thought you weren't allowed metal miniatures anymore.
No, well, they've just done away with it as a thing, really. I think that there were limitations around the format.
So you can't use lead anymore?
You can't use lead, but when I used to play with them, we'd call them lead miniatures, like, when I started in like 1990, 1991, that sort of time. But I think even by 1990, 1991, they hadn't been lead for quite a while. I think everyone had realised that lead was poisonous, you shouldn't. Although I do remember being told you have to wash your hands after you've painted them or after you've been painting any miniatures. I'm not sure. I think they were tin by then, to be honest, though. So, here we are. But here we are. Yeah, we've got this big scorpion fella.
Resin, though.
Skull chucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are all resin, but they're all the old miniatures. It's what they were back in the day. You got these are new miniatures, these Knights of the Realm on foot for the Bretonnians. I think these are great. I mean, this is what I would want. I understand the sort of thing that once you group them up, it's difficult to see the individual ones, but I do think these look fantastic as a group. I could see myself picking these guys up. I think if they start expanding these ranges a bit more and you start seeing full ranges of new plastic miniatures, I think if for Bretonnia you saw the Knights of the Realm on foot and then some cavalry knights re-released in plastic, I might well put myself in an army together. I could see myself doing that. What do you think to these Knights of the Realm on foot, Matthew?
They're alright.
You're alright? No,
Not really an opinion on them.
No, I like these. I think these are really good. The thing you could do with these, Matthew, and I'm sure you'd appreciate this, you could paint them on their individual heraldry, because each one is a Knight of the Realm. You can basically paint them in their own colour scheme.
I like that.
Yeah, and what you might want to do is try and tie them together with like a unifying colour, but then you could just paint each one in its own scheme to make it look individual. I think that'd be quite cool. But yeah, then we've got a Lord with a Great Weapon. That's obviously an old miniature. You can tell by the face. It's, yeah, he looks like he's been smashed in the face with a pan or something like that. But yeah, fine. I'm betting. If these were really cheap, I'd go, yeah, fine, but I bet they're expensive. I bet this guy's at least 15 quid for the two guys. I'm thinking you're probably talking more 20. I think that's going to be what I reckon. Prediction for next week, we shall see though. Got these Knights of the Realm old miniatures. They look fine though. I mean, I'd like to see some reissues. Again, you could paint them in their own heraldry. I mean, I recall back in the 90s, I had a load of cavalry for my Empire army, so the Knights Panther, Rights Guard Knights, whatever, some of the other ones, I can't remember, I had 3 of them, I can't remember what the other one was, but yeah, I had a load of them back in the day, and the models were good, they were really, really solid. I could never get them to stick on the horses though, because they were just too heavy and you really needed to pin them, but no one told you how to pin them, and you don't have YouTube, so, that was a thing. Some more metals coming back, so you've got some bowmen and so on, all those, your peasants, some more knights,
some conscripts,
some characters. We've got a new White Dwarf.
You're going to spend all your money on it again.
Well, I've got subscription, so I don't, it's already gone.
Oh.
I pay every 3 months.
That's all right.
I think, but that's the thing. Apparently, they're including some combat patrols from things that haven't got a combat patrol box, which I think is a really good idea. So you can basically put together a combat patrol to fight from miniatures that you already got. I think I embrace this. I think that's a good idea. Then we've got some Black Library books, the Hollow King. We've got these are art prints, so these are the old 3rd edition codexes, and they've done prints of them in A4 size, so you can get them framed up on your wall.
So like how we've done.
Yeah, basically what we've done, but with paying a lot more money for them.
Right. You gotta buy at least one of these by the end of March.
I'm not going to buy one of these. The reason is that this art is actually a bit after my time. So I think that I bought the Codex Space Marines that will be featured here. But this is around about sort of, would have been, this was with 3rd edition, which I think released in like 98 or 99. And by then I was playing a bit, but I sort of was... I was just getting towards being 19 or 20 years old.
One looks sick.
I mean, if you're interested, I could pick it up for you. Then we have Warhammer Plus. We've got a battle report.
Citadel stuff.
It looks like this battle report is focused around the new Dawnbringers book. It's going to be featuring the Flesh Eater Courts versus whatever these guys are. I can't remember what these guys are called, but whatever they are. We've got a painting masterclass. Yeah. No lore this time, but we do have a masterclass for painting. So, Matthew, what...
Oh, you stole my line. I was going to say, so...
I do that, don't I? Yeah. So, Matthew, what is your favourite of this week's releases? So we have the Solar Auxilia, these consoles, these apothecaries.
I think I'm going to go Solar Auxilia.
I'm not surprised you said that. I like this as well. There is nothing in the box I don't like apart from maybe the Heavy Sentinel.
Yeah.
But if I had the Heavy Sentinel, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Give it away, or
to be honest,
if you really don't like it, give it to one of your friends.
I think that, to be honest, if I had that in my army, I'd be fine with it. It's just not my favourite. I just think it's okay. That's the problem with these boxes. It's difficult to get a full box where you like everything. But I would actually say in this case, it's all solid. It's pretty solid. I mean, yeah, it's all right. It's a good box. And there we go. It was good, wasn't it? So, what are we going to say to the viewers, Matthew?
I think we should let them off without forcing them to do anything today.
No, that's madness. We need them to like and subscribe, Matthew. Like and subscribe.
Fine.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah. Anyway, thanks so much. See you later. Bye.
Bye.